Hey guys, Dream Envoy here, and welcome back to more of Let's Play Winds of Change. Here I am at the load screen because I've noticed some numbers coming up. We've now got our purity and corruption meters there. Glad to see morale at 100%. Not too sure what to think about the purity and corruption, because apparently I have more corruption than I do purity. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Looks like we only have one more slot for party members. This is really turning out to be a male-dominated group. I mean, Valessa is the only female in our group. Regardless, let's continue on. I just wanted to point out something interesting. Okay, took a little while for the game to load. Surprised that there aren't too many books here to collect. Either way, might as well go ahead and leave since we already gone ahead and took care of what we wanted to do about the pirates. Wait a minute. Let's go back inside because apparently there was a book we can collect, and was it here? There's a book sitting wide open on one of the desks. It seems like a brand news article and recently written too. I inspected further and learned that it details Mazio's piracy.
The blurred lines of piracy. The pirates of Mazeo undertake the importing and exporting of illicit goods. Everything else is handled by the Mazeo Shipping Company, and there is little else that divides the two factions. They both have established trade routes, a large group of workers and clients all over Alestia. Many people see the pirates as harmless individuals, simply looking to make a living by seizing opportunities that others don't. The way that pirates are treated today is vastly different than before the Triumvirate's occupation of Mazeo. Was that intentional? We have to wonder if this was the Triumvirate's goal. When asked his opinion on this matter, the local pirate lord Alex had this to say. I find it hard to believe that a small piece of paper is all that stands in the way of me and my people living an honest life. We don't hurt anybody or put anyone in danger. The people of Mazeo are clinging to a legal decree that makes no sense. I'd like to see the trade bans lifted and me and my people introduced into society as honest workers. That is my dream, and I continue to fight for it. When asked for her opinion, Nada, the other pirate lord, refused to comment.
Okay, this is interesting, because this is very different from my understanding of how pirates work in the real life, because isn't the whole definition of piracy seizing and robbing ships? Like, that's pretty much what piracy is, but here it is, how they describe it is just illegal traders, in which case I'm like, well, you're not really pirates, you're really just black marketers on the high seas. That's not what piracy is. Pirates are thieves. They rob ships. That's their thing. But yet here is a claim that they are apparently harmless to both the citizens' eyes and, of course, well, Alex's eyes. But then again, Alex is going to be a bit biased because he is a pirate. But still, it's not really lines up. It doesn't line up with my understanding of how pirates work. I guess things are more complex than I thought. Or no, more like very, very different to the point where I don't think this is what piracy is. It's most like Alex is fighting for more rights. All that divides the group is one piece of paper. Well, yeah, the ban, of course. Alright, where to? Well, we can go to the tavern. But our next destination is actually the docks, which is where we were expected to go anyways. When we arrive at the docks, we finally get an up-close view of everything. It's a massive shipyard with vessels both arriving and departing. People run in every direction, a mixture of workers and pirates. I suppose they share the same workplace. It's interesting how I can discern a pirate from their clothes and demeanor. Yeah, if only you can tell who is a criminal just by the way they dress. Yeah. Not really realistic in that sense. After a few steps into the shipyard, we're surrounded by tons of people. Then again, why am I complaining about realism? This is a world where anthropomorphic animals... Well, Actually, from my understanding, the more nonsensical elements you have, the more realistic you kind of want it to be. Kind of make it a little bit of a balance.
Hey, stick close to me. Wouldn't want to get lost, right?
He inches closer to me and we make our way through the shipyard. Must be their busy hour or something because we can barely move. People bump into us and apologize before moving on their way.
We're heading to that bridge up there.
He points forward to a bridge in the distance. At this rate, it would take hours to get there. Fortum lets out an exasperated sigh.
Seriously? How much longer is this gonna be?
Oh, don't be so dramatic, Fortame. We'll be able to rest before you know it. Enjoy the journey. Museo is beautiful.
Alright.
It's pretty. It's sort of pretty, yeah. Fortame continues walking defeated. Okay, again, I might have said this before, but I see some alteration between Fortame and Fortam. Maybe it's an accent thing, rather than a misreading. Or maybe you can read it different ways. Either way, as we inch our way forward, we start to lose hope. However, it isn't long before that hope is kindled again.
Hey, Domek!
A voice shouts from high up and we turn to look. There's a man at the top of one of the ships, acting as a lookout. After seeing Domek, he quickly makes his way down to all of us. He slides down a ladder, quickly making his way to the surface. Standing on the edge of the ship, he grips the railing tight.
Where have you been? It feels like I haven't seen you in ages.
Simple clothes, mostly just a plain white shirt, I guess. He jumps over the edge of the ship, landing on the ground with style. I like his fur color, though. I can tell he's a pirate, and he must be another ally. That was good. In the upcoming battle, we need as many allies as possible.
Grayson, it's so good to see you again. Don't worry, it's nothing personal. I'm just busy. We've been cooking up something really special.
Grayson, huh?
Special, huh? Well, that's all you had to say. You know I've got your back in everything.
Domek steps closer and whispers in Grayson's ear. No doubt he's confiding in Grayson about our recent choice.
Oh, an alliance? Beautiful. We'll be working together more then. And I must say, you made a fine decision, Domek.
He smiles and makes an interesting signal with his arms. A few moments later, a bunch of people in our way quickly move.
Gotta get back to the church, I'm guessing? Sorry about my crew. They're good at getting in the way. In fact, I'm not sure what else they're good for these days.
Between every few words, he glances behind Domek. His eyes shift between Valessa, Fortem, and myself.
Can I help you with something?
Oh, sorry, not at all. You just looked familiar, that's all. Like some pirates Nada used to work with.
Huh.
Familiar? Chris said the same thing, actually. Just one of those faces, I guess.
Were our parents pirates? That would be an interesting plot twist.
Not just any faces, mind you. I was taken aback because you look like legends. A few infamous pirates from back in the day, you know?
Huh.
Pirates? No relation, I assure you.
Are you sure, Valessa? Because now I'm starting to think. I mean, that would be an interesting plot twist. But also explains why our parents went to Mazio and were killed. She laughs and Grayson nods.
Yeah, just a small world.
It seems he's unsure if that's an insult or not. And for that matter, so does Valessa. Grayson lets it slide. A few moments later, he climbs up a netting on the side of the ship. It isn't much longer until he's back on the top of the mast, looking out. He shouts to his crew and they move aside, leaving an open trail for us. Were all of these pirates his crew? He must be a man of great influence.
It's always good to have friends in high places.
Was that a pun? Because he was at the top of the ship? Which I assume would be the crow's nest, but okay. If he had to use the ladder. There's still people wandering the shipyard, but not as many as before. In fact, we'd be able to continue forward without any issue at all.
That was Grayson. We go way back. He's a great ally and he'll have our back no matter what. I doubt he cares whether we sided with Alex or Nada.
That was good. His crew seemed massive. The ship as well was in pristine condition.
Well then, on we go?
I guess so. As he talks, he motions to the bridge once more. We each give some space, happy to be moving freely again. I guess we could resume our journey without any struggles. Alright, we got a side plot with Sophie and we can interact with Valessa.
Hey,
What do you think of Mazio so far? What do you think of Dominic? What are their thoughts on Pro? What do you think about Ulrich? How are things between you and Fortem? I think this is very important considering what went down not too long ago, but I'll start off with a nice icebreaker.
it's interesting to say the least. It's a lot busier than I thought it would be. It makes Valenworth look dead by comparison.
Well, I understand. You're growing up in a small village and suddenly get introduced to a large city.
I'm actually longing for that peace again, though. This place is chaotic. There's so much going on. Hopefully the Rebel HQ will be a bit like home.
Maybe.
Pretty good, actually. I was worried. You know, about some of the choices you had to make. We've never really let them get between us, though.
Okay, thank God.
Unless there's something he's not telling me, but I doubt it. He's always been fully open with me in the past. I wouldn't worry about anything at all, Seer.
What are your thoughts on Pro? What do you think about Ulrich? What do you think about Dominic? Since Dominic is the one we just met,
He seems to know what he's doing. I mean, I had some doubts going into this, actually, but he's proven himself to be a capable leader.
I think so too.
I like how charismatic he is,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's a lot easier to follow somebody like that. Some people demand respect. He earns it.
Mm-hmm. I would actually love to have a leader like Dominic. Or in the very least, a manager. And what does the jerk have to say? Probably still with Shane and the other guy. Oh no. 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 He's here? Oh, this can't be good. Sophie and his crew wandered the crowded docks of Mazio. They stuck the oaths together to ensure that Shane didn't run away. Close to the rebellion's home, Sylvie was sure it crossed his mind.
Well, you sure seem a lot happier. Back on the boat, all you did was mope around.
That's his name, Holland. Sylvie scoffed, turning to face his apprentice.
Seasickness, I suppose. As old as I am, I've never really gotten used to it.
You can't be too much older than me.
Are you sure? Like, for some reason, I kind of get the idea that Sylvie might be... I don't know, he has to be at least 40, maybe 50.
Right. Sorry.
Well, Holland, on the other hand, looks like he might be in his 20s or 30s.
Besides, I think I know what's going on. You realize something about the Triumvirate.
Well, obviously.
Yes, I did. I see through the trick now. It was a good idea, I'll give them that.
Trick?
I'm thinking the same thing, Holland.
Yes, to put my loyalty to the test. There's no way what they told me was true. They merely want to see if I'll waver.
Huh. If that's what you're thinking, that it was merely a test, and that they told you a lie. Thing is, I can't help but to wonder if maybe the Triumvirate, whatever the Triumvirate said to Sophie might actually be true, and that Sophie probably should be wavering.
I see.
That's why they wouldn't tell you either. This was a test, meant only for me.
Sure, I get it. It's making me kind of worried, because if Sophie is kind of wavering because of that, it makes me wonder exactly what the Triumvirate's real goals are, because I get the strange feeling that they weren't actually lying to Sophie.
So, what happens now that you've passed?
Was it a test?
I guess I'll find out once we return. I'm just glad that I can focus on the mission now.
Sure. Explain away your worries so that you don't have to confront them. Oh my god. I see what's going on. He's just in complete denial and trying to use his denial to explain away his worries so that he doesn't have to think about them. Where I would say, no, you should definitely question your authorities.
Right, I'm glad too, I suppose. On the boat you were in no condition to perform.
After a few more minutes of walking, Sylvie stops in his tracks. Holland and Shane bump into his back, causing him to stumble forward.
Master?
Oh, sorry. Just a lot on my mind.
Oh, we're not lost, are we?
Sylvie stares at a cloaked figure in the distance. He smirks as he watches them walk through the docks with a group. A large item affixed to their back sways with each of their heavy steps.
No, not at all.
Wait, cloaked. Is that referring to Dominic? And is that large thing on our... Oh no. I was worried. Oh boy, was I worried. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Next time on Let's Play Winds of Change, I guess we'll continue onward and hope that Sylvie won't catch us, although he probably will. If you like this part, hit that like button. If not, dislike it. Either way, I would appreciate if you leave behind a comment and subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can remain notified. See you guys next time.